Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Miniature Truth. I am your only host on this show, and I'll always be the host on the show. If the show comes on and it's not me, I've been hijacked, and it's probably Israel. Or not. Could also be the Arabs. Could also be the American government. Could be anybody. Huh. It's wild to think about. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. Really not that much. It's all having to do with society and where not we, but society has failed and parenting has failed. And, well, maybe it's time we start helping parents get accountable for the actions of their kids. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't gotten your drink, a cup of coffee, whatever the fuck you drink early in the morning, Irish whiskey, it's never too early to start drinking. I mean, it's a fact. Make sure you get something to eat. Make sure you get your coffee. I don't have product placement, but give me like 20 minutes and the product placement ad will be here. And I wish I could get paid. But I don't. But we're going to have to listen to a song. You know how I start off every stream with a song that gets us in the mood. I don't know if it's going to get y'all in the mood, but it seems like you should, especially if you're Gen X. Maybe a little older, but she says, I am the one. But that kid, enjoy. YouTube will probably cut it. It's only 20 hours. What's with the glove? What's with the... Hey, Frogger. How are you doing, buddy? Can't complain. Gotta pause it though because of, YouTube and their censorship. But anyway, let's move on. I hope you're doing good, Frogger. Hope you're doing good. But at the same time we had Michael Jackson, let's get a little bit of humor into the mix because humor makes the world go round. Whether it's dark humor or kind-hearted faggot humor. Wait. Or we can make fun of juggalos. You know any juggalos? Why don't you go drink some Faygo and listen to some ICP? All out of love.
I don't see how you can hate from outside of the club. You can't even get in.
But I didn't have no money to spend to begin. So I just went home to binge watch Friends.
I know, Frogger.
Lego.
Remember, I used to pick on you in Zoom when I was actually in there every once in a while.
Let's go. I'm feeling on my butt because the dog put his teeth in my cheeks, in my cheeks, in my cheeks. I was at your grandma's house looking through her window. Yep, I was trying to get a sneak peek. Hey, I wear blazers under tank tops. Whoa. I shot a brick trying to shoot a bank shot. Ow. I make a fart noise when they squat. And a hoopty, not a Maybach. All you gotta know is when I gotta go, then I gotta go. Cause the diarrhea, it's gonna flow. It be sticking to my pants. I don't be washing my hands when I wipe. Got my hands in your face like yummy yummy. I ran from the kid, he was trying to beat me up. She was 500 pounds, I was like.
never, ever, ever shake hands with an Arab. All right? Because when they wipe their ass, it's not toilet paper. It's literally their hand digging in their asshole, and they wash their hands. Gross.
What's up? I kiss the giraffe's head, pucker up. Pull up to the club in a dumpster truck. I'm in your house, on your couch. Oh, I scare my neighbors. I'm in your house, on your couch. Yeah, I'm sleeping like a motherfucker.
He did a bizarre.
Totally forgot that those end abruptly. Anyway, let's move on to everyone's favorite menopause group, The View. This is actually a humor one too. Remember, I like humor in the mornings.
Dump of AI-generated posts targeting Democrats, as well as a fake image of him walking with an alien.
How do you know that's fake? Whoopee.
You can't
look like
convince
the
me
Predator.
there's nothing wrong.
You know, we've been talking about the 25th Amendment where, a president can be removed if his mental faculties aren't there. I don't know what better example of your mental faculties being a little off than stuff like that.
My
At
mental
what
faculty is
point
a little off.
do Americans and the people around him say this man is not fit to be president?
No
We'll
one
find
thought
out
that.
in
Let
November.
me explain. You always make me pull it out. This
Oh, I
is
love
an
it.
image.
I just remember
of
what
the
it
show.
was.
As you see, you, the hosts, are depicted as a bunch of hyenas. Now, people create images like this to communicate a message or a narrative without spelling it out. It's called a meme. We have talked about this before. But in this specific example, the hyenas,
Yeah.
right over here, camera. What are you doing? Don't run.
Camera.
Back to the
Camera.
actual hosts. There they are. As I was saying, the hyenas perfectly embody you, absolutely losing your minds with high-pitched, overlapping shouts, gleeful outrage, and pack mentality, seriously calling
He's not wrong.
for a sitting president to be removed from office because he posts humorous memes.
It's funny because you think about, oh, he's unfit to be president. However, what were you saying during Joe Biden? We need to have, what we have right now is a president with humor and no filter, like the rest of Americans.
We'll be right back.
You know The View hates that guy. Oh, they should have him on. That would be funny. All right. I think this is the last one of humor. Yep. So I'll be... Shit, it's only 59 seconds. All right, let's get into this one. It's only 59 seconds. We'll make it quick.
Real gangster. Glock on my hip. Don't make me run up on you. Bah! Blowing on some trees. In my Bentley truck on 22s. Skirt! Armed robbery. Got him for his watch and gold chain. Running. Coke off the boat. And I get it for the low main.
Oh, man.
We pulling up in your hood. We came to do the most, and you don't want smoke. Once they saw us, they understood. We put up with them choppers, riding just me and my goons. We quick to let them go. Money from crime, just look out for the cops.
I think I wanted to play this a couple of days ago. This is the Teen Takeover. I don't remember which one, because there's been a few in the past couple of days. I don't think this is the one at Chipotle in the Navy Yard.
Across the country, spontaneous teen takeovers are popping up.
Teen takeover. Teen takeovers.
Teen takeovers. Let me ask you a question. How do they know it's a teen takeover? Because they can use their eyes and recognize that the people who are there are teens?
Well, if you use those same eyes, what else can you discern about 99% of the teens in these takeover videos?
Good question.
That's right. They're all black teens, but you're not allowed to make that observation. No. These are just teens. Don't notice anything else. So why does it matter what race they are? I can hear a liberal shriek. Simple. How can you solve a problem if you're unwilling to admit what the problem is? After yet another teen takeover in Florida, this time a wild one in Tampa Bay, James Fishback, a candidate for governor of Florida, went off at this press conference.
It was not a teen takeover.
What was it?
What happened here on Friday night was a riot. We are not going to be able to address this issue because we're denying what it truly is.
I agree.
It's quite fitting that members of the media, including some here today, had no issue calling the events of January 6th a violent insurrection, when in fact no one was charged with insurrection. One thing that we have to confront is that black youth violence is a problem in Florida. The truth of the matter is that the group here on Friday night was almost exclusively young and black. There's something to be said about the root causes that lead a 12-year-old who was arrested here on Friday night to riot without parental supervision. 72% of black kids born today will be born to an unmarried mother. I'm here to announce 3 policies that would take effect immediately if I were governor. We will be charging anyone who participates in a so-called teen takeover with Florida State Statute 870-01, a third-degree felony of rioting. I'm also going to instruct state attorneys, including right here in the 13th Judicial Circuit, to make it so that any teen who is charged with aggravated rioting is charged as an adult. Number 2.
Matter of the age?
We're going to stand up a social media youth disruption unit tasked by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement in my first month as governor to lawfully and constitutionally monitor incitement and threats of riots like the one took place here, to disrupt them before they begin, and that includes me as governor activating the Florida National Guard. And number 3, what I'm going to direct the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to do is to convene a 5-person panel of law enforcement, business leaders, and most importantly, our church leaders to look at the root causes of black.
We'll get into a church leader in a little while.
Youth crime, and to prepare a report to give to me as the governor within my first 90 days. There are real opportunity gaps in low-income communities here in Tampa. There's no doubting that. But an opportunity gap is not an excuse to riot. To the youth that were here on Friday night, let me make a very clear warning. Rioting has a...
hear me out. Instead of a group of black kids out there doing all this shit, right? What would happen if it was that's Antifa. What would happen if it was a group of Never mind, they let that happen too.
3-year statute of limitation. If I see a single kid from here on out participating in a so-called teenage takeover from the time that I am sworn in as governor, I will retroactively have the state attorney's office charge you with rioting, and we are going to throw the book at you. You have been warned. We have 3 years to charge you, and we can definitely charge you over the next 8 months.
How are you going to charge them over the next 8 months if you're not even elected yet? It sounds good in theory, but how are you going to know which groups to monitor on social media? Are you going to get some CIs? Take off some jail time for them to be a CI? That's probably what you're going to do, Mr. Fishbeck, if you win. But good luck implementing that social media task force. Oh, more kids.
Another weekend, more fights in D.C.'s Navy Yard.
But this, I hope they get into... Shit, I don't know if this is the right clip. When was this put out? Shit, 2 days ago.
neighborhood. Our cameras were rolling as a fight broke out inside the Chipotle, where you can see chairs being thrown around. Our Christian Flores is there in the Navy Yard tonight with details about this.
But it was like fucking
incident.
It was a chaotic scene
Street
in Navy Yard Saturday night. First, you had
it's like WWE had a fucking no DQ match, and everyone's like, "Fuck it, we're gonna throw chairs."
what appeared to be a large gathering of juveniles out here. Then, just across the street, our cameras were rolling as an all-out brawl broke out inside the Chipotle.
I like Chipotle.
And this is the first test to see if the city's top prosecutor will go after the parents of any juveniles involved.
Oh, there we go.
7 News' cameras.
I think he said it.
Any juveniles involved inside this Chipotle. And now this is the first test to see if the city's top prosecutor will go after the parents of any juveniles involved.
Shame them. I think we're getting into shame them later, unless I have that set up for tomorrow. You know, I was afraid to do shit because, well, I knew my parents would beat the fuck out of me. But another Gen X dude was saying that how our parents did not want to be embarrassed. So that's why they were fucking so strict on us.
7 News' cameras captured this melee inside
What's
the
the
Navy Yard
inside video?
Chipotle. We've highlighted where you can see chairs flying as bystanders peer through the window. And then the aftermath, furniture scattered across the floor as officers respond.
I actually come
You couldn't even do that right. You couldn't even break the tables.
to this Chipotle at least 3 or 4 times a week. So, thanks
Here's
to
what I think.
this Chipotle.
This guy says he eats Chipotle 2 or 3 nights a week. Am I to believe that he always eats out? Always has fast food? Never buys groceries? Eating out 3 times a week? Jesus fucking Christ. Especially Chipotle.
At least 3 or 4 times a week. So, thankfully, I didn't come here last night.
Oh no, we did this after football games. We would definitely go to Etowah County and spray paint their shit.
Just across the street, we also saw police chasing and arresting someone among a large gathering.
It's not shocking anymore since this has become routine on Saturdays and Friday nights, but it's disappointing to know.
I thought there was a DC crackdown on crime. But it's also summer vacation because my kids started summer vacation today.
This is still happening.
All of this comes just a day after U.S. Attorney for the District of
One more
Columbia,
kid in high school.
Janine Pirro, gave this stern warning.
Starting today,
Uh-huh.
my office will aggressively prosecute parents under D.C.'s curfew law.
How does
It
that work?
involves contributing to the delinquency
Oh.
of a minor.
Misdemeanor.
This statute makes it unlawful for an adult to enable, facilitate, or permit a minor to engage in delinquent acts.
The emergency order allowing MPD to establish juvenile curfew zones has expired. This means the chief did not have the ability to create an earlier curfew
Oh,
that
shit,
bans
Homeland
juveniles
Security
from
out there?
gathering in groups of 9 or more when all of this unfolded. While community members remain unsettled by this eyebrow-raising footage, they're pleading for accountability.
It's really puzzling to
I
me.
can't believe the white man made them do that. Oh. White people cause this. White people. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Actually, this one's funny. I would say white people cause this because this next one, I would fucking sue the fuck out of this McDonald's, first of all. And I would sue the fuck out of these 2 employees for everything they've got for the next 20 years. So if they have to get hired at Taco Bell, they're getting hired at Taco Bell, and I'm getting 50% of that paycheck.
McDonald's employee is facing criminal charges after a viral video showed her stuffing French fries in her mouth before allegedly serving them to a customer. NBC 10's Brianna
Apparently she
Borgi
spit
is
in it,
live
too.
in Southbridge. Brianna, when this video hit social media, it rattled so many people. I'm glad you can add some context to it all.
Oh, what the fuck? Are we doing this?
A Massachusetts McDonald's employee is facing
Alright.
criminal charges after a people. I'm glad you can add some context to it all tonight.
It really did, Glenn. And we did learn today that that employee was actually a manager at
She
this
is.
McDonald's.
She is, Roger.
She also allegedly spit in that fry carton before actually putting the fries in it. And now we do have the video that's at the center of this investigation. This is the video that sparked a police investigation
Why
at a
would you
McDonald's
fucking
in
record it and
Southbridge.
post it?
You want french fries today, right?
The employee, identified in court documents as Kaylee Marie Santos, is seen stuffing french fries into her mouth and then putting them in a fry carton as a coworker laughs along.
It's very concerning because we all know this is the only McDonald's here.
It appears the video was posted on Santos' private Snapchat story and then recorded using another phone. It's now racked up hundreds of thousands of views online.
A bunch of the people I work with, we went to that McDonald's, and no, nobody goes there because it's really nasty.
According to court documents, Santos was working as the night manager when she allegedly served the contaminated fries to her ex-girlfriend, who also claims Santos had been harassing her and her new partner. Santos is now charged with distributing food containing a harmful substance. Both she and her coworker have since been
Biohazard.
fired. The franchise operator saying in a statement, the action
Yo, that could be a serious charge.
of these individuals are unacceptable and do not reflect our organization's food safety standards or values. Going on to say, the well-being and safety of our Southbridge community remains our top priority.
If you think these can't happen at any place you eat, whether it's a McDonald's or the finest restaurant in the world, don't think it, because things can happen behind closed doors. So, but I think the person, and
It's one of the main reasons that if I'm out in a restaurant, I don't send my food back. Period. If the steak is a little overcooked, I'm not sending it back. I'm going to eat it. Unless it's straight medium, then I'm going to eat it and be pissed off. But I won't send it back. There's a reason for that. What's that movie? Waiting? It's a Ryan Reynolds movie and Dane Cook, who's not funny at all. I believe it's called Waiting. And if you haven't seen Waiting, yep, it's Waiting. If you have not seen Waiting, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. And you'll think twice. You'll think twice.
I think they're going to
doing this. All right. So, oh yeah. This is the kind of person you don't want as your grandfather because, well, you're going to see. However, ladies and gentlemen, time for product placement. Reign energy drinks. This happens to be the orange sherbet because I think I'm at orange dreamsicle because I think I'm out of the rainbow sherbet. Or I could have gone to the gas station and got me a Bang energy drink that's Welch's Cranberry, which, by the way, is fucking amazing. If you hadn't had the Welch's Cranberry Bang energy drink, you're missing out. You're missing out. And if you get the fucking Welch's Grape, it tastes like a fucking grape soda. Grape drink. I mean, it's not Faygo, which is a really good thing, but hey, it's still good. Oh, forgot my product placement. Pinky up. That's good. Bump, 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 bump.
How can I help you? Roger, you're replacing her. What?
A family is left devastated when a little girl's horrifying revelation leads to the arrest of her great-grandfather. But what he tells detectives will prove to be worse than anything.
Oh. I totally thought it was the grandfather. Dude, why does a great-grandfather look the same age as a grandfather? Well, never mind. He doesn't look the same age as me. But still.
They imagined.
My grandma's gonna hate me.
Is that with all energy drinks? Because I know back in the day, like, the original Monsters had that taste.
The following is initial police records released to date, and the footage has never been seen before until now. In 2025, a 4-year-old girl shocks her parents when she alleges that her great-grandfather, Michael Brenton, behaved inappropriately with her while he was babysitting her over the last
Okay,
few
that
months.
makes sense that he's 71 because my mom is 71. Never mind, I take back everything I just said.
After learning more about the full extent of the allegation, they decide to report Michael.
How's it going? Are you Michael? Yeah. Hang on, I'm coming.
What the fuck is that come to Jesus on his truck?
You have a nice house.
Oh, it was supposed to be, has its flaws. How can I help you?
Well, Michael,
Well, Michael, you're going to be placed under arrest for assault of a child.
A what?
Assault of a child.
Michael is promptly cuffed and transported away from the home he shares with his wife Bonnie and her grandsons. Due to the time frame of the allegation, detectives were unable to complete a SANE kit to collect DNA evidence, leaving them to piece together what transpired through interviews with the victim and Michael himself.
I work in the Detective Bureau, in our Sensitive Crimes Unit or Special Victims Team. I specialize more so in crimes against kiddos.
So like what?
Kids, juveniles. So you are in custody.
Right.
From my understanding, you would like to speak to me?
No lawyer?
Well, they asked me if I would talk.
Yeah.
But then the attorney said not to talk.
Okay.
So how much do you want?
Where's your lawyer?
I would just like to speak with you. So you're now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Yeah. I have a question. This is,
you said
I never saw them. I never saw a police report. I never saw the accusations.
In a forensic interview, the victim would describe in horrific detail what Papa Mike did to her. In an interview with Michael's wife Bonnie, the detectives state that they were inclined to believe the victim's statements to be true due to the disturbing
That's
nature
funny
of
you say
what
Red Bull. You have to drink that. I used to, Jaeger bombs actually. I used to actually drink the fucking Jägermeister and then take a drink of the fucking Red Bull. And that just pretty much gets rid of that cough syrup taste completely.
Shared.
But if there's no evidence to it, you know, it's kind of just he said, she said. So that's kind of how I took this at first, you know? Like, but the thing is, she's 4 years old. A 4-year-old doesn't know stuff like that, right?
I would say probably not.
It's probable that she wouldn't know something like that unless if it was true, correct?
Right.
And the fact that she can straight up say to 5 different people that Papa Mike did this, it makes me believe that this probably happened.
Multiple family members and friends would claim in police interviews that Michael never displayed any questionable behaviors prior to the current allegations.
That doesn't mean shit.
The victim's parents, however, would reveal in interviews and victim impact statements that he had behaved inappropriately with several family members in the past, lending further weight to the victim's accusation.
Do you think there would be any reason for her to lie about this or say this?
I know she always likes Papa because she kind of idolizes him because I'll say, can you grab me hamburgers? And she'll say, no, Papa. You know, she kind of sees what kind of reaction she's going to get from me when she don't want to kiss me. But I know he just idolizes her. She's just such a cutie.
Yeah, I just love that little gal.
Yeah, she's real cute.
You know how some kids sit in the back seat and go, are we there yet? Are we there
Oh,
yet?
yeah.
No, I hear, love you, Papa. Love you, Papa.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Despite Michael and Bonnie's claims, the little girl's parents tell a very different story in their victim impact statements. They allege their daughter was uncomfortable visiting her great-grandparents' home and would ask to leave as quickly as possible. Yet Michael's own account of their time together appears to unfold very differently.
And it makes me feel good that someone loves me like she does. You know?
Whoa.
And in my big seat, we watch all her YouTube shows. But if I get up to go to the bathroom, she'll follow me. So I started shutting the door, and she started opening up the door.
Yeah.
Then I started locking the door. She wants to pinch my nose
while you're pissing,
and then hold my lips. And she'll do that when we're in the truck waiting for Grandma's bus to come.
Yeah.
So one day she took all of her little meanie babies, whatever they are, and she piled them up on my head, and I'm going, I can't breathe. This ain't good, but anyways, that's sort of where it kind of started. If Mom and Dad found out, we're going to get our butts whooped, you know. But that probably happened all of maybe 6 times. But nothing.
I remember that.
Nothing.
Roger.
Just like playing and stuff.
Yeah.
Michael insists that nothing inappropriate occurred until recently, owing to him rarely being alone with her. Yet the victim's parents allege in their letters that Michael began manipulating their daughter long before the time frame of the current allegations,
5 months.
detailing changes in her behavior, including frequent nightmares, angry outbursts, and other trauma-related symptoms. They also expressed their belief that she was not his first victim.
Then Jordan moved in, and there was no more playing downstairs because he slept during the day. So it wasn't on downstairs time again until like 4 weeks ago. And
She did that again. When was the first time?
last fall.
Like 2024 or 2023?
Oh, 2024.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then how many times do you think she's done that?
6 or 7.
Okay.
But I could have said no, and I didn't.
Who's all home at this time?
Oh, it's just us on Wednesdays.
Oh, where's Bonnie at?
She's with her girlfriends. She don't get home till 2 o'clock.
Okay.
That's why I try to take her someplace so these things don't, transpire. You know? Yeah, it's like when the Bible says,
Quote the Bible.
Avoid evil.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're not where evil is, then evil won't see you or you won't find it.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
So you intentionally take her out of the house so this doesn't happen.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it makes it for a fun day, right?
Yeah.
You guys get to go to the pony farm.
Yeah, because, I feel bad that it's all happened. And
Did it ever happen anywhere else other than in the basement?
No.
Have you done it when anyone else was home?
No.
Why is that?
Yeah, good question.
Because somebody's home.
Yeah. Has there ever been another time where something like this has happened?
No.
Michael claims that playtime with the victim began to take a turn in 2024, stating he rarely had an opportunity to be alone with her except for their time in the basement. In her forensic interview, however, the little girl would claim her great-grandfather's misconduct extended beyond the basement. The detective decides to question Michael further to better understand how exactly his babysitting of the 4-year-old girl could escalate to such a degree.
Do you enjoy doing this with her? I don't want to say
yes, I'm going to say yes and no.
Okay. Tell me more about
Chop his head off.
Well, my wife and I used to be pretty active.
Chop your head off.
And so, you like it.
Yeah.
That's why the yes and the no. I told this to Bonnie. We got in a big tiff here many months ago. I had an affair on her like 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like I love you affair. It was just she had an itch, I had one. So, Bonnie has been, I told her, I says, when you became a grandma, you stopped being a wife.
That's not true.
And I told her, I said, you need to read Corinthians chapter 7 because you're not supposed to do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Apostle Paul is talking about when you're in a time of fasting and prayer, but you've got to come back to your spouse and take care of business.
Right.
And
that statement he said, you stop becoming a wife, horse shit. Because when my daughter had her baby, my wife got baby fever. And I'm not going to be like, oh no, I don't, we shouldn't do it. Fuck you. He stays the wife.
That might not be in the book for my wife.
Right.
But I stay with her.
So do you get that because right now there's a void with your marriage, right?
Yeah.
It's empty. There's a box.
Jerking off?
She's not fulfilling her duties, if you will. Does that box get a little filled by doing this?
Can you even get it up?
Just kind of a little drip of water into the box to fill it, just to feel something in there?
I don't know.
Are you attracted to her, would you say?
No, I just love her because she's just a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems like a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Do you think something more would happen?
No. That would, for me, being 4 years old, that would be harmful.
Okay. What if she was 10, in 6 years?
Oh, I didn't want to think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that your actions were wrong?
Oh, definitely.
Do you think that you should be in jail right now?
based on law, not ethics, moral, or anything like that.
Well, I don't like being here, but I know why I'm here.
Trying to get comfortable.
Do you think it's deserving? Not even necessarily. If
Well, you know, God says, "What you do in secret, I will shout from the mountaintop."
Yeah.
God's shouting. I know God loves me and forgives me, but I don't want to be sinning. You know, because Jesus says, if you love me, you keep my commandments.
Right.
You know, and I'm blowing it here. I didn't want it to be happening. You know, it's that
They're actually trying to make it a federal thing now because the chemicals are causing way too much money.
warfare inside you, or like the bad angel, good angel. You know, it's a battle.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to be fighting. That's what I told Deacon from church.
What'd you tell him?
Says I'm just going through a war.
While Michael's account doesn't fully align with the victim's report, he doesn't appear to deny the allegations against him, instead framing them as a personal test and a consequence of the breakdown of his marriage to Bonnie. Following his revelation, Michael must deal with the consequences of his actions, as well as his choice to speak to detectives.
When I get home, I got neighbors that seen 3 cop cars in front of my house, seeing me get cuffed.
Right.
They're going to ask questions. Jake's going to tell his mom. His mom is going to tell my best friend, because they work together.
They all need to know.
And I am just going to be shamed.
As you should.
I pray this conversation doesn't bury me, because as it is, just, I know a lot of people are going to find out. And I guess the word shun? Yeah.
No, we should go with the word bury. Not shamed. Shamed. Shamed is too easy for you. You're 71 years old.
Family members. I have a feeling that Bonnie won't be accepted at Jake's.
And Bonnie had no idea this was going on?
No. She didn't have any idea until after I got hauled away, and then the police went back there and sit down and talk with her. So I haven't talked with her.
So you tried calling her or not?
No.
My grandson's gonna hate me.
Jacob doesn't hate you at all.
I thought it was funny that he didn't answer me when I tried to text him today, because he always answers me even if he's at work. Can't get one person's life straightened out and then something else happens. It just seems like never ending. No matter how much you pray, it's like, just don't give up. I'm so sorry that it happened. I don't know.
It's not your fault. And they know that's not your fault.
No, but I should have been taking care of her.
Did I tell you too much? Did I tell you more than a lawyer would expect me to tell you?
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
I just always, like.
What? I haven't, but I will today.
Like I said, I don't have it.
But does this work against me?
Yes.
I'm
In
just.
the court?
I'm a truth finder. I have zero skin in the game.
So where does this information go now?
I just read a report.
And then who reads it after that?
The district attorney and your lawyer. Anything else that you think I should know?
No.
You want to share?
I just hope all I just told you isn't going to put me in jail for long term.
According to court records, 71-year-old Michael Brenton pled guilty to a first-degree offense involving a minor. In their statements, the victim's parents demanded the maximum allowed sentence for Michael, asserting their belief that a shorter sentence would harm their daughter's well-being. Michael was sentenced to 29 years in prison, followed by 10 years extended supervision. It was also ordered that he be placed on the lifetime registry.
This motherfucker's gonna die in prison. They're gonna love your 71-year-old ass is gonna be there for 30 years. Wow. Sucks to be you, you fucking chomo. Don't touch kids, especially family, even worse. What's up, fuck your feelings? How are you doing this fine? What is today? Wednesday morning. That's right, NXT was last night.
My audition.
Yeah. No sympathy for anybody that touches kids at all. I don't give a fuck who you are. Even if you're, well, not the, even if you're the big guy. Well, no, because you know how they're going to take this. They're going to hear it, you know, through all their FISA courts. So I can't really say they're going to, we should, wood chipper, everyone, even if they're the highest power in the land. But if you really want to think about it, if we wanted to use a wood chipper right now, it'd be way too expensive. Way too expensive. You know why? Because the gas. So I recommend we do what everyone else state should do, like we just talked about earlier, Frogger, firing squads. Firing squads. Cheaper, and it's better for the environment. There you go. I went green. I want green on executions. No chemicals. No electricity wasted either. Huh? You don't have to use an electric chair. No electricity, no fuel. That's it. Perfect. Perfect. Anyway, let's move on to this forgot what I was going to say. Teachers in today's youth and how they shouldn't be passing motherfuckers. Just like when it comes to my kid, I tell him if you got a 0, you're a fucking retard. You either fix it or you keep that 0. And guess what? A's and B's. Can't believe this motherfucker got a B in Spanish. Got a B in Spanish. What a...
To become the head of the U.S. Department of Education. My first act of office will be immediately abolishing the No Child Left Behind Act.
I agree.
Yes, we will be leaving children behind. If they fail a class, they will have to repeat it.
I agree.
My second act is one that I'm very passionate about. We will be bringing zeros back. If you don't know, in many schools in the U.S. right now, students receive 40% or 50% if they do 0 work, if they do not complete an assignment, in my school included and many other schools. We are not going to be allowed to give a student a 50% if they do not turn in any work. They will have to receive a 0. Likewise, there will be no completion grades, right? If you just attempt an assignment, that doesn't mean you get a 55%. Like if you get a 1 out of 10, you earned a 10% on that assignment. And that's okay. Sometimes...
You know how many times I had... Well, this is fucking 30 years ago. 30, 40 years ago. I got plenty of 0s, but I was always made up to where I had fucking A's and B's. I don't know how I did that, especially in math, because I'm not a math Asian.
Failing happens, and we don't need to just inflate the grades just for fun. Grades will reflect students' actual performance and understanding of the content. The third one I'm very excited for as well. Teacher evaluations will take place once a year.
Yes!
And teachers...
I've always thought this. Every year, after the state test or the finals, they look at all your students. They look at all their grades, and they try to figure out, where did you go wrong? If a certain amount of people are failing your class, what are you teaching them? Evaluations. They should be done every year. Just like in the Army, if you're fucking in a leadership position, well, mainly sergeant and above, you get a yearly evaluation. Yearly. And if you did fucking fuck shit, you're probably getting kicked out. If you do like I did, always got perfect marks. A lot of people get the perfect marks. I'd say about 20% end up getting below the standard.
will be observed by another current teacher from a different school. Teachers would volunteer to be evaluators. They would get a sub for the day, no questions asked, and then they would evaluate objectively. That way the person evaluating you does not know you and does not have any personal bias towards you. Hopefully. Okay, the fourth one, I think this should be common sense, but I hear that it happens all the time at some schools, never at mine. But teachers shouldn't be expected to work for free. I hear elementary teachers are doing these before and after work things that they aren't getting paid for, like lunch duty or recess duty or pickup duty, whatever it is.
Recess and lunch duty, mainly the lunch duty. The recess was still in the kids, but parents volunteered for lunch duty all the time. I don't know about once it gets to fucking middle school and high school. But I know for K through 5, they ask for volunteers for those time frames.
School needs those things covered. People can volunteer for it, and then they have to get paid for it. Can't force you to cover other people's classes for free. They have to pay you extra if they're going to take away your lunch or your prep or whatever time that is supposed to be yours, and then force you to do something without getting paid. There will be no more voluntelling.
Yo, actually, this is not bad at all. And I think that a lot of people are reasonable in being able to come up with a solution, or better yet, being able to identify what the problem is inside of our school system. The one thing that this is not going to address, when we talk about the Department of Education, what they're trying to do is give the responsibility back to the states. So your state will then be responsible for creating the curriculum and also allocating the resources appropriately, depending on whatever it is, how many schools you have, whatever the criteria is for passing these kids. But the one thing that I think that we all can agree on is No Child Left Behind was absolutely positively catastrophic. It allowed for kids to not basically be held accountable, especially in elementary and middle school, and we passed them through, and that resulted in basically them not having any real responsibility or accountability, and us just making sure that we pass them through and give them a good grade. It was absolutely tragic, and it basically started as a result of people complaining about their children or a certain demographic of children not feeling like they get the same results or the same grades, or that they were falling behind. And instead of us putting more resources on the parents and changing our culture so that we...
I had a geometry teacher, the wrestling coach, or was he a football coach? The wrestling coach was algebra, but he was a football coach. And I could not stand this motherfucker. So what did I do? I mean, obviously I did great through his class, because if I don't like you, I'm going to make you, I'm going to do great so I can go to sleep. But when it came to the state exams, no. You know what I did to him? I got a 37. Because I knew those state exams are what gets him his money. A raise or not. So Coach Poole, you fat motherfucker. Huh? You hated me so much because I caused trouble and I still passed.
Get more involved in what's going on with these kids' lives.
I ain't lie, that
especially when...
Basically, not going to toot my own horn. But I was so fucking smart in their classes, you know, they couldn't... A's. But I had a problem. I'm anti-establishment. You tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it. You tell me to be quiet? Oh, no. No. I didn't give 2 fucks. If I told you the shit I did to the algebra teacher, you'd think I would have gotten kicked out of school. And I did it daily. Same with the geometry coach teacher. Oh, yeah. I literally made their lives a living hell. But they couldn't fail me.
When it comes to our cultural norms and marrying in 2-parent households and everything like that, instead of us focusing more on that, we focused more on being politically correct. And so now we just basically rigged the game for people to be able to pass, and we eliminated special needs classes and all of this stuff. And you had so many people that were running around pretending like they were actually summa cum laude and
I remember the wrestling coach. He had the horseshoe haircut.
Reality, it wasn't measured the same, and a standardized test is not going to tell you that. I think that she's absolutely accurate in a lot of what these things are doing, but you have to get, you know, superintendents, politicians on a local level to be involved and to want to actually see these kids succeed.
For years, I've been saying.
And you know what? I ain't gonna lie, like every year I get truancy warnings for my kids, but they get straight A's. The other people that get truancy warnings typically are failing. Even if I let them skip school, I make sure their fucking work's done. What is that doing over there?
in real life and in many videos. You can go back and look, and if you followed me for a long time, you know I've been saying this, that the shift I noticed in my students from 1992 to when I retired in 2024 did not happen during or after the pandemic. It started to happen in 2014 to 2016. So what did I notice? A shift in attention spans, the inability to focus for long periods of time, the lack of interest in reading, which is also the same time that I saw advanced vocabulary go out the window, their understanding of it and usage of it. And then the saddest part to me was their unwillingness to participate in class discussions. And now a major education.
Another reason I think they should bring back summer reading. Really do. Because you get that summer reading, especially for language arts, English, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This is why they gave us summer reading. Because the first semester was all on those books. And we had 3 books apiece. And they weren't small. I think one year we had to read Of Mice and Men, A Farewell to Arms, and what was the other one? It was 3 books we had to read, and the whole first semester was on that. Semester, right?
Report is confirming what I and so many other veteran teachers saw during that time period. According to the new Education Scorecard report, America's academic decline didn't start with COVID. It started around 2013 when math and reading scores not only stopped improving, but they started to decline.
Social media, tablet, screen time, social media, and then you combine that with a disconnect from the parents. Most parents don't even know how to help their children. And then obviously our cultural norms, and you got baby mama culture and all of this stuff. But I think it's more of a disconnect with people, right? And we allow for tablets and phones. And once everybody got a phone, it was over. It was absolutely over. And
yeah. So this is what happens when you're a shitty teacher. I can't say I never got expelled because apparently I got expelled in elementary school, but that was in Germany. So I ended up going to another school anyway because I was throwing chairs in the 3rd grade. Damn, I was a troublemaker.
Now, we're starting to see the residual effect. You don't see the effects of what happens with these children or what happens in the culture until years, sometimes decades.
What's funny? I was a troublemaker all through school. But for when they would still call your parents and shit, I still got the shit beat out of me whenever they called the school or a note was sent home. Bro. And in the first 3 grades, I got paddled. So I would get paddled at school and I'd get my ass beat at home.
And so now we're paying a price on it. And the easy thing to do for people is to say, well, it was the pandemic. Well, it was COVID. No, it wasn't. That just highlighted how incompetent that we already were prior to, right? But we didn't have any real data or statistics, or it wasn't right in our face to where we can call it out.
The report points to 2 major changes during that same time period, which are the rise of cell phone use and social media and the weakening of the academic accountability systems. It explains that starting around 2012, many states began moving away from the very strict No Child Left Behind accountability system and started using very different systems to measure success. The report also notes that as a result...
Well, when I was in Kentucky, they had way more important issues to worry about when it came to the schools. And it wasn't truancy. And then when I moved to Alabama, nothing. It was a small town. It was a city school.
Individual state reporting became far less consistent.
Our police department had 15 cops, but we had an SRO. And that motherfucker, Duffy, you fat son of a bitch, you were fucking fat and stupid.
Which makes it more difficult to compare
How come I can remember something that happened fucking years ago right now, and I can't remember something that happened last week? What is wrong?
outcomes and then recognize national declines as they were happening. If you want to read more about their findings, the role of test-based accountability in pre-pandemic trends starts on page 10 and goes to page 12. The role of social media in pre-pandemic trends goes from pages 13 to 15. Poverty and academic recovery goes from 15 to 19.
Now, you know people are not going to do their own research and read.
And the role of absenteeism goes from pages 18 to 21. Veteran teachers, did you notice a shift in those years as well? And if so, what changes did you notice in your
Well,
classroom?
I think most teachers could.
All right, I know this is going to sound crazy, but just hear me out, okay?
All right.
Does anyone else feel like our kids are going to school for no reason?
Yep.
Seriously.
Yep.
The world is changing so rapidly, let alone the chaos that's happening every single day that everyone could just implode. But on a regular note, what are we preparing them for? Our education system is so outdated. Technology is moving so fast.
They're preparing them to be sheep. Remember, the uneducated is the easiest population to control.
AI is taking over way quicker than they anticipated, and our kids are still going to school learning what exactly to prepare them for what. Like
I'm very involved with my daughter in her school. She graduates this year. I think that if I was to have another child,
kids, two graduated high school. One is about to start his senior year this next fall. Very involved. Even when I wasn't there because I was overseas, I still made the shit happen. Don't know how. But I was super strict when it came to school. Another shit, a little more lenient. But they knew. They knew.
At this point, then they would have to go to private school. Public school is not it. I would never homeschool. You need that social interaction, and I think that they need to submit themselves to authority figures, and so you need that social capital, right?
All my kids started school for the DOD. In the DOD, they have strict education system back then. And then they started going to public city schools. Huh.
But I will tell you that if you are involved in your kid's life and you teaching them and you're grooming them and you're taking them to experiences, because it's not just the school's responsibility to educate your child, to prepare them for the future. It's your responsibility. You have to participate in it. You have to understand what's happening in the culture. It's on you first to set the precedent, and then you go down the pathway to what success is supposed to look like with the child. It's not just the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be very involved in grooming them and helping them to become the person they're supposed to be, not just learning the fundamentals of academics. It's up to you also.
Sitting here.
Yo, in reality, he's right. Parents do groom their kids, but not in just the way everyone thinks. Like I said, I was making sure they were strict on school. Interesting. Never thought about it as a good thing because, well, most people don't think of it as a good thing because of what happens, what goes on, and it's kind of lost its goodness.
You're thinking, how are my kids going to make money? Is like the workforce is like non-existent, okay? Everyone needs a job, all this. Yes, people need to work, but what are people doing for work in like the next 10 years? What are our kids doing? And if it's a waste of time now, like, okay, elementary school, get the basics. You need to learn how to read. You need to learn how to count, blah, 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 right? All those things are great. But then what? They're going to go to junior high and learn fake history. And then they're going to go to high school and dink around and deal with bullies and chaos and possibly, shootings and all just crazy stuff.
That's awesome.
And then what?
No, not what she said.
What are they going to do? I have a almost 11-year-old and a almost 5-year-old, okay?
So a 4 and a 10.
What are they going to do when it's their time to go out into the world and work? And I mean, every single job is being taken over. Every single creative job where people who are creative, who could align themselves with an area of work that people couldn't easily replicate, that's gone. Entry-level jobs, gone. I mean, even like construction workers, they have like machines now that will just lay bricks and slap cement for them. I mean, really.
About my daughter who's trying to be a radiologist. She gets clinicals through multiple places in the area, and they get their name out there. Because it's weird because there are only 22 people in the program, that specific program.
What are we doing? Are we going to end up with like a world where we get like a stipend for food and we all sit around on computer? Like, what are we going to do?
Yo, I'm just tired of the whining and complaining. Groom your kids, make sure that they're decent human beings, and go down a curriculum that's actually future-proof over the next 10 to 15 years after they graduate, and they'll have to continue to evolve after that. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel.
Hearing the teachers and these parents, I'm like, wow, I did right. Even though I wasn't always there, obviously, because I was too busy doing, you know. I would definitely go back, to be honest. It's calm. It's a calm most people couldn't understand. Most people. But yeah, it does have a lot to do with how people stay involved with their kids. When it came to, if it was just my wife, that would have been completely different. Maybe it does take that strong parent. You can have a weak parent, but that weak one can always just say, I'm going to tell your dad. And that's it. And I always had that way, just like when I was in the Army, my soldiers, I just had that look. That look that made people go, wow. It was a lot of reactions. They thought I was pissed off. Just because I always get look pissed off doesn't mean I'm pissed off. I had that look to where they look and they know they fucked up. They know they fucked up, just like my kids. If you have that look down, that look of fear that they get when they see you, because they know what's coming. I don't know where I was going with that. And wow, either my eyeballs, there we go, they're better. Hello, Dominique. How are you? How are you? Moving on.
Late case, and they never did.
Thank you, Mr. Grum. I see my time's expired. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, shit. Am I going to be racist on this one?
There's absolutely no question that racial discrimination existed in our country, and in many places, people would argue that it still does. And so we had all kinds of ways to keep black people from voting.
Whoa.
We had poll taxes.
Hey, Angela, how are you doing?
We had literacy tests. We had, I think some places even required them to count how many jelly beans were in a jar. All kinds.
Listen, if there was ever where they like, listen, in order for you to vote, we need you to count these jelly beans. I'd be like, fuck, let's do this. And I'm like, oh, this number is going to be totally off because I'm going to eat some of these fucking jelly beans if you're making me count them. If you're making me count them. Hold on a second. I got one where Hororo needs to accept what I am. I got to get to my Instagram. Hororo. Let me get it. I got to find one. Is there a mute button? All right. Oh man, I can't do that without doxing people. Fuck. All right, never mind. I can't do that because it's going to dox people. Hey, Dominique, you know what I do? I have American... Oh man, I'm going to sound like an ad. I use American Home Shield. So anything that happens in my house, I pay $100. But I also pay, I think, $80 a month for it. But it deals with basically anything electrical. Like if I had to replace my air conditioning unit, which I thought I was going to have to, they came out, $100. They fixed it. They fixed it to where they wouldn't have to get a new one. God damn it. It was good. It was good. And what else did I use them for? I've used them a few times. So yeah, I have American Home Shield. Huh? I should get you a referral. But yeah, it helps. 100% helps.
Of ways to keep black people from voting. This happened. I don't think anybody can deny that that was going on. And as far as I'm concerned, there is a pattern now of voter suppression going on in our country right now. And the Khaled decision just plays into that by pretty
Oh, I don't know about where you guys live, but I technically can get one same day.
much gutting the Voting Rights Act, which, by the way, was reaffirmed many times in a bipartisan way in acknowledging that this kind of racial discrimination occurred and that as a democratic country where everybody has an equal vote, that's not tolerable. But suddenly it's A-OK. Just because the Supreme Court says so. No, it's not the entire Supreme Court. It's a 63 majority, which I consider to be basically an out-of-control Supreme Court majority where there is a pattern of this kind of decisions out of this court. So just because this court says so doesn't mean I agree with them. So meanwhile, there is voter support.
Oh, it's literally the Supreme Court. Well, I also pay a lot more. I can't say I pay a lot more. I pay for the top tier. Let's see if I can get this video. I'm not going to pull up the actual video. What I will do is stop sharing. And then go to... Oh, shit. Will it not let me do it? I guess. Oh, here we go. Hopefully the sound comes through because I always have a problem with it. Hey, whoa, hey, yo. That's definitely not the one I meant to click on. I'm acting like a retard right now because I kind of feel like it. I don't know how this shit's working. Man, I guess I can't do it. Bullshit. Actually, I think I can. Let's grab the microphone. All right. I get a pass because I'm basically black. That black lady, oh shit. So I can say it. According to this young black woman, I'm black. What? Nigga, what?
Suppression going on. You have an attorney general who sued at least 29 states to get these states to turn over their voter rolls. Why? What does the Department of Justice, what does the executive branch?
Honestly, I think they should be required to turn over voters' rolls, especially when they're voting in federal elections. It seems like a smart idea.
Want to do with all this voter information? Up to no good, I would say. There's this huge push to pass
Those are the same people that voted for the fucking FISA.
the SAVE Act. It's more Save Trump Act. And what does that act do? It would require millions and millions, all of us who are registered to vote, suddenly we will have to show proof of citizenship, either through
I'm getting sick and tired of this fucking argument that they give. If you're already registered, they're going to just ask you to show your ID. I have to show my ID to vote, so they can verify who I am and my status. Not by illegally status. Because when I had to register, I had to give them my driver's license number and or bring in my birth certificate. Just so they can see. Same with my daughters. They got married. Well, one of them got married. And there's still no problem with her voting. This is a lie. This is a lie that they make up.
through a birth certificate or a passport. Millions of people don't have either. Married people who take their partner's name will not have a name that matches their birth certificate. So what are they going to do?
Okay. So when they go get their driver's license, they're adding their fucking last name on it, you stupid cunt. And nowadays, you have to, for real ID, you have to show it in order to get the ID. You dumb cunt. Haro. That's who she fucking reminds me of now. Kim Jong-un from Team America. That's who the fuck she reminds me of every time I see her now. And so I always tried to figure out who it was.
There are going to be millions of people who are not even going to register to vote. And you think Trump doesn't know that? Of course he does. That's why he wants the SAVE Act to be enacted. That's why the Republicans would like to see the SAVE Act enacted, because they know that millions of people will be literally disenfranchised by not even being able to allow to vote. And then with this regime, once you do vote, they will challenge your vote as they did in the last elections. So voter suppression is going on.
They challenged the vote for the Trump-Kamala Harris elections. And it's not the first time someone's challenged an election, you dumb bitch. You should know this. Haro. Aren't you a lawyer?
It's very reminiscent to the kind of stuff that was going on that the Voting Rights Act was intended to address, to fix. And now you have a...
Listen, as a black man, apparently now I am a black man, I have proof. I hope they let me vote. Shit, I hope I don't get pulled over anymore. Because instead of them thinking I'm an illegal, now they're going to think I'm black and they're just going to beat the shit out of me. Or I can cry hate crime and then get give, send, goes. I've been discriminated against for 44 years. I need reparations from give, send, go.
Supreme Court that says, oh, never mind all of that. Never mind all of that history. And over 3 cases, they succeeded in gutting the Voting Rights Act. And don't tell me that the provisions of the Voting Rights Act still exist in a way that is pretty much unenforceable, because the racial gerrymandering is going to be okay unless the legislative body that does the gerrymandering says, oh, by the way, we intend to racially discriminate. Are you crazy? You think
that's what happened originally. That's what happened originally because they needed it. A lot of blacks couldn't vote. Everyone can vote now if you're legal and American. a legal American, not a green card holder, because you're still a resident, an alien resident. It literally says it on there, alien resident or non-resident alien.
Think that state legislators are going to be that overt about it? Of course not. So you have a Voting Rights Act that you claim is still intact. Please, give me a break. I have a question for Mr. Cox. Last weekend, thousands of people, and apparently you were among them, gathered to protest the Supreme Court's gutting of the Voting Rights Act. The central locations for these protests were Montgomery and Selma, Alabama.
I don't understand why they're saying gutting it. It's only getting rid of fucking illegals voting with the Voting Rights Act or Save America Act. Then getting rid of actual racial gerrymandering. It's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. If I really want to, I don't get representation for my people. Well, I'm an American, so I need more Asians, more Pacific Islanders to represent me. Let's racially gerrymander my area because of me.
And both significant sites in American civil rights history. Mr. Cox, can you put this current moment into historical context for us? For instance, why is this moment reminiscent of when the last Congressman, John Lewis, who many of us consider a friend and hero, led over 600 peaceful protesters across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama?
Thank you, Senator Hirono, for that question. I think.
Am I the only one that's going to say this? The fact that this guy is probably a homosexual and his name is Cox.
It's reminiscent and reflects the fact that the Voting Rights Act was not given to us. It was not bestowed on us. It really came from the people. And the joke I'm sort of making is that Justice O'Connor used to say there were more lawyers in D.C. than people. I think we sometimes feel that way in D.C. We're on the Hill. Lawyers are at the center of the universe, and that's just not true. If we're going to climb out of this destruction of the Voting Rights Act, the penultimate destruction of our democracy, is going to require the people. And quite frankly, we're being gaslit. We have a Supreme Court, we have allies of the Supreme Court and allies of the Calais case saying discrimination is over. Obviously not true. We have folks on the ground showing and discussing with us that law enforcement are at the polling places. We have folks not only confused, but being discriminated against right now.
You do realize why there's law enforcement at the polling places, right? Because if you think about it, that's a fucking perfect spot if you wanted to do a mass casualty incident. A polling place is the perfect place because you got people in line. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Come on. You want all the police away from polling areas? You're stupid. You're stupid.
And I have to say that to ignore the fact that the people are demanding that Congress respond, that Congress restore the effects test that has been gutted and taken out by Calais would be a mistake, because folks understand and know what is happening outside in the real world. And they know, particularly black voters know, that they aren't going to return to the 1800s and what we all experienced, or our ancestors experienced, that led us to...
You said what we all experienced. What racial hardships have you faced growing up? It didn't hold you back. You're not in prison. You're sitting there testifying in front of Congress. So what held you back exactly? How does racism still exist if you got where you are today?
The Voting Rights Act in the first place.
There is so much more to say, but I fear my time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would point out that my colleague from Hawaii questions whether or not people would be overtly
discriminatory in the words that they would say. I will just point out to the California map maker who said the number one thing he was focused on was creating a racially gerrymandered district. So people do say it. Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a moment ago, our colleague Senator Hirono said there's a lot more to say, and indeed she's right. And in fact, I want to go back to her comments. She began by saying we have a long history of racial discrimination in this country. That's undoubtedly correct. And then she said, quote, we had poll taxes, we had literacy tests, we even had tests of how many jelly beans are in a jar. Mr. Chamberlain, when Senator Hirono says we had poll taxes, I want to ask you who we is, and in particular, what party was it that implemented poll taxes in the South?
I mean, I don't want to necessarily speak in every single case, but I'm pretty confident it was mostly the Democrats.
And what party was it that put literacy tests in place in the South?
Same answer, mostly the Democrats.
And what party was it that had tests like how many jelly beans are in a bottle?
The Democrats.
Tell me, what party were the founders of the Ku Klux Klan from?
I'm pretty sure that was the Democrats.
Indeed. In fact, Nathan Bedford Forrest, the founder of the Klan, was a delegate to the 1860 Democrat National Convention.
Oh.
What party wrote the Jim Crow laws in the South?
The Democrats.
And so on this side of the aisle were members of the Republican Party. Who was the first Republican president?
Abraham Lincoln.
The Republican Party was literally founded to oppose slavery. We came into existence because slavery was a grotesque evil, and it was President Lincoln, the first Republican president, who signed the Emancipation Proclamation, who won the Civil War, and that resulted in the freeing of the slaves and the passage of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. By the way, fast forward to the Civil Rights era. Bull Connor, one of the most noxiously racist politicians. What party was he from?
He was a Democrat.
The Democrats...
Wait a minute. So I just found out yesterday that I'm black. Now I'm finding out today that I'm basically an old school Democrat. Whoa. Whoa.
The entire history of their party have been a party based on racial discrimination. They affirmatively embrace it. They support it. Let me ask you, Mr. Grime, is discriminating based on race consistent with the United States Constitution?
No.
What does the 14th Amendment say about discrimination based on race?
It's prohibited.
What does the 15th Amendment say about discriminating based on race, and in particular drawing congressional lines and explicitly discriminating based on race?
It's prohibited.
Oh.
Now, the Democrats are fond of telling this story that is, and I wish I could find a kinder way to say it, a flat-out lie.
Oh, that is kind of way.
That without discriminating based on race, that no African Americans will be elected and no Hispanics will be elected. Indeed, there was one fellow online.
If this guy had his way, though, it would have to be all pro-Israel. All pro-Israel all over Congress. Well, 75% of it's pro-Israel anyway.
Who was a vocal left-wing spokesperson who tweeted out, if I'm advising anybody to run for president, they sure as hell better have a solution to how you make sure that it's not another 100 years before another black person can represent South Carolina. So that's a typical Democrat statement, that we cannot elect a black person in South Carolina without discriminating based on race. I want to ask you, Mr. Chamberlain, who is the junior senator from South Carolina right now?
That would be Tim Scott.
And, all right, I'll tell you what I said online. I said, hey, Grok, who is Tim Scott? And why do Democrats think he isn't black?
Oh.
And by the way, was Tim Scott elected...
Listen, motherfucker, I don't need to hear that. Get to the answer.
...because of a gerrymandered district drawn only to elect an African American?
No, he won statewide.
He won statewide. By the way, The Democrat position is you can only elect African Americans with a gerrymandered district. I will point out Burgess Owens, an African American, is elected in a majority white district in the state of Utah. He's a Republican.
It's Utah.
Byron Donalds, another African American, is elected in a majority white district in Florida. He is a Republican. John James, another African American, is elected in a majority white district in Michigan. He is a Republican. And my own Congressman, Wesley Hunt, who represents me in the House of Representatives, he is elected in a majority white district. He is a Republican. And yet, in the Democrats' world, you're not black if you're not a liberal Democrat.
Well, fuck! So I found out yesterday that I'm black. And now today I'm not black. Because I'm not a liberal Democrat. Make up your fucking mind!
There is an arrogance to African American voters. By the way, they also have that same arrogance to Hispanic voters. They say you're not Hispanic if you're not a liberal Democrat. Well, I'll tell you, I am proud to be the first Hispanic ever elected to represent the state of Texas in the United States Senate. And Mr. Chamberlain, in my election in Texas, was I elected in a gerrymandered district that could only elect an Hispanic?
No, you were elected statewide.
Were they pro-Jew?
Discrimination based on race is wrong. Final question. The
No.
Democrats are now clutching their pearls that seats drawn to elect liberal Democrats in the South are going to go away. You may get black Republicans instead. Indeed, in Tennessee, they're freaking out that a liberal white guy who's a Democrat is likely...
The way that it got redistricted, that guy would have been my fucking representative in the House. Think about that. The area where I live in is completely red, and half of the state, or half the district gets Mike Epps. And then we get this fucking, I don't know, Gargamel-looking motherfucker.
Going to lose his seat to an African-American woman who's a Republican, and they say that's horrible racial oppression.
Oh, man, I can't vote for a black because I'm racist.
My final question is this. If you look nationwide, which party has egregiously abused gerrymandering for decades? Both parties are guilty of it, but who has been the worst offender? And in particular, take New England. Take Massachusetts, take Connecticut, take Rhode Island, take Maine, take Vermont, take New Hampshire. How many Republicans are elected from all of New England in the House of Representatives?
I think the answer to that is 0.
0. They've drawn
one. There was one in Maine.
On every district in a naked gerrymander, and yet they're very upset that their illegal pursuit of power has now been stopped by the Supreme Court that is enforcing the Constitution and prohibiting the racial gerrymandering and discrimination their party is built on.
Hey,
Senator Padilla.
Mr. Chairman, part of personal privilege.
Sure.
I feel personally aggrieved to sit here and to be lectured by my colleague from Texas. And this reminds me of the time when he was first elected to the Senate, and the Judiciary Committee had a hearing on gun safety, and he felt a need to lecture Dianne Feinstein, who was a leader on gun safety legislation, and he took that opportunity to lecture Dianne Feinstein about gun safety and her leadership on the issue. And
come on, we know Dianne Feinstein was fucking a walking zombie. Political opposition is normal between parties, but Scott draws extra criticism from Democrats and the left for reasons tied to both policy and narrative. Well, that's a lot of shit that I'm going to have to read. Fuck that. Well, yeah, they do hate him. Oh, here we go. Democrats dislike Tim Scott for the same reasons they oppose most prominent Republicans. Fundamental disagreements on government's role, abortion, taxes, crime, education, and immigration. Wow, now I sound like Wesley Hunt. Let's stop doing it.
Also developing tonight, this man claimed he could cure gay people in Orlando. But tonight, he's sitting behind bars accused of trying to have sex with an underage boy.
I'm sorry,
Fox
what?
35's Chancellor Wynn is live in Orange.
A safe... Wait. So he has a conversion therapy? camp.
County tonight. So, Chancellor, investigators say Alan Chambers admitted to talking to that 14-year-old boy who turned out to be an undercover detective.
Yeah, Alan Chambers' arrest report states that he told deputies that he had been talking with who he thought was a 14-year-old boy he met on Snapchat. He didn't go into much detail beyond that, but the arrest report does. It outlines.
How do you meet people on Snapchat? I mean, not that I fucking care. I don't think I've met anybody on Snapchat.
The explicit nature of their conversation, including Chambers calling their relationship a forbidden love. I'm in love with a 14-year-old. Crazy. That's what 54-year-old Alan Chambers allegedly sent to an undercover detective posing as a young teenage boy. For months, investigators say Chambers tried to meet up with the boy for sex, landing him behind bars.
Good.
But long before this arrest,
Wait,
Orlando City
Florida?
Commissioner Patty Sheehan.
Is it Florida? What do they do to pedophiles in Florida now?
Chambers as a leader of Exodus International, an organization whose mission was to help gay Christians become straight.
As much as that church group tried to change us, they segregated us from the
Wait a minute. So they're trying to make gay people straight by, the conversion therapy. But in the end, the guy that was in charge of making straight people or gay people straight loved the fucking meat or what's it called? Cock meat sandwiches. What fucking movie was that from? Harold and Kumar, right? Harold and Kumar. The second one. Weird, isn't it? Come on, bro. What were you really doing in those conversion things? Were you grabbing their penises, bro? I mean, not all of them were children, because the one you were actually in love with was a children. When you work with mostly adults, I hope. I mean, obviously the kid didn't come into your fucking church because you met them on Snapchat. Which still boggles my mind.
The church community, they made the lesbians date the gay men. They tried to do everything to make us into someone we weren't.
Back in 2011, Chambers spoke to Fox 35 after Exodus International created an app. At that time, Chambers claimed the app wasn't a magic cure, but rather a tool for people conflicted between faith and sexuality.
We often hear that we're the organization that converts homosexuals into heterosexuals, or that this is the gay cure app. That's just ridiculous.
I don't think that's the same guy.
Not only can we not cure someone of homosexuality, we don't know that that's even possible.
Chambers later went on the Oprah Winfrey Network, where he apologized to the people hurt by Exodus International and their, quote, reparative therapy. Despite that history, he managed to insert himself into local circles and present himself as a community leader.
All right.
But tonight,
All right. So let's go back to my original statement. You mean to tell me, by listening to his talk and that tiny little mannerism, that he's not a fucking homo? Come on, it's in his fucking tone.
And says that carefully crafted image is completely shattered.
He's like the most 25 influential people in Winter Park, and he's on the Chamber and all these things, yeah. And I think that was part of, reconstructing his image. There's no reconstructing this.
Tonight, Chambers remains behind bars at the Orange County Jail, facing multiple charges, including solicitation of a minor. Reporting live.
What a fucking piece of trash. And now that you think about it, they had a fucking whole app for it. Did this cocksucker start getting people off an app? Snapchat. Fucking stupid. What? You think he was trying to get people that wanted to convert from Grindr? Huh? Wait, if they had the lesbians date the gay guys, did they have sex? And the lesbian's like, you know what? Don't like it. You don't like it. And the guys are like, I was just pretending to be gay. Oh yeah, I was just pretending. No? Gay guys or not gay guys, straight guys do that sometimes, especially when they're very effeminate. That's their wild card, I guess.
Nobody wants you here, baby girl. Nobody wants you here. Nobody. Very strong.
Y'all hear that voice? You know who's coming. You know who's coming.
Actually, you are a lot in person, so
no, she's not. She's beautiful.
And you are beautiful, Caitlin. Have a blessed day, because you're gonna get the day that you deserve. I really do hope.
When you walk away, you will.
Oh, you know what? Your skin has really aged so badly, so I feel bad when you get to the age that, you know, you're gonna.
Are you body shaming right now?
Actually, I support women all the way, but what I don't support is women like this and women like you. You guys are a disgrace.
I support women all the way. Wow. This starts off interesting.
To this country, you're a disgrace to Lakeland. Don't come back here because we don't want you.
I'm coming back.
Oh, yes. Ugh, your breath stinks. Shut up.
Oh, yeah.
That's because you talk too much. That's because you talk too much crap. You're smelling your upper lip.
Bye.
I love you. I follow you. I love you and I follow you. And yes, we love you very much. Oh, keep up the good work. Great. Oh my.
We're working. We are working. Please leave us alone.
Oh, I'm working too. I didn't know if maybe you wanted to take part in the discussion we're having because some of it is actually. I'm sorry.
You're a right-wing troll. Leave. Continue to leave our business establishment.
Don't touch the camera, ma'am.
From my tent. Get away from my tent.
Why do you get violent?
Get away from my tent.
Why do you get so? Sir, do not touch my equipment.
I'm not touching anything.
Isn't it funny?
Huh? Oh, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. We playing this game, faggot?
Isn't it funny that you have all those flags up there? Those are the people that commit violence in this country.
No, you're the commit violence. Leave. Leave.
No, I'm not leaving.
This is not public. This is a place of business, and you know you're not allowed to interfere.
Oh, you haven't heard.
No, you're not kidding. You're not kidding.
What happened?
Holy shit! Did you see that?
Public. This is a place of business, and you know you're not allowed to interfere.
Oh, you haven't heard what?
Oh.
It's not public. This is a place of business, and you know you're not allowed to interfere.
Oh.
Give me a second.
You heard what?
Oh, this motherfucker.
And how?
Never mind.
You.
This dude had a gap.
You're in a public space, sir.
Teeth that you could fuck a cigarette in that bitch.
Why do you get so violent just because someone?
You're a right-wing troll. What, did your mommy and daddy not take care of you? You need.
Oh. Wait. If mommy and daddy didn't take care of her, no, she's a millennial. I mean, mom and dad didn't take care of me except for when it came to discipline. Look how I ended up. I ended up a violent motherfucker for 20 years.
Need attention? You're going to make people look like idiots on YouTube.
It's my fault.
Yo, she's not making you guys look like idiots, bro. She's making you look like an idiot. Well, actually, she's not making you look like an idiot. You're making yourself look like an idiot. All right? Red Roof Farms. Red Roof Farm, guys, in Florida.
You're acting like an idiot right now?
No, you're acting like...
What business is this? Red Roof Farms, registered Florida beekeepers. You're not blocking me from reading your sign, sir. I can still see
Speaking of beekeepers, Zippity.
it. Would you like to explain to my audience who's going to see this and then leave a lot of bad reviews on your business why you act so violent towards women you don't agree with?
A business. That's not illegal. And
Maybe you should call the cops.
You're not allowed to put me on your YouTube channel.
What law says that?
She's recording herself.
Did you give me the law that I'm breaking right now?
Camera. You're impeding with our...
What are you doing? Don't act like that.
Everything not touched by camera.
What are you doing? Don't act like that.
Get the hell away from my tent.
Just go under your tent. Go back to your safe space with your trans flags, okay?
Go back to your safe space, okay?
Yeah.
Just get the hell away from me.
Go back under the tent with your trans flags. It's funny that whenever those flags are present, there's violence that ensues.
Oh.
Yeah, you literally proved my point. What psychos? Oh my goodness, like legit a complete psycho.
Oh.
I don't know what they're
By the way, if you have allergies A good way to help with that is buy local honey and eat the honey. You can put honey on almost anything, even barbecue. Some people make barbecue with honey sauce. Honey. Some people make barbecue sauce with honey. Okay. I think I just got, yeah. Anyway.
Doing over there, but we're just gonna move on. Yeah, get their logo. You don't need to come out of your tent, sir.
You don't need to be in front of our tent. Go play with your daddy Trump.
Huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Would you like to apologize to me and my audience for the way you've been acting?
Would you like to apologize for pooping in your pants in college?
It happened.
Look her up. Caitlin Bennett.
Hold on. Listen, guy. Everybody wants to make fun of Caitlin for pooping her pants when she was schmammered. She was schmammered. I'm willing to bet just about every adult has pooped their pants once in their life. Once in their life, once they turned 18. At least once after that. Whether it's because you had too much to drink, whether you're a fucking homo that farts at night, what else is there? Dysentery. I'll tell you, you have dysentery, don't fart. Don't fart. Even if it's like been a couple days, don't fart. That thing will fucking come back and fucking just ruin your day. Yeah, everyone's pooped in their pants once in their life once they turned 18. After they turned 18.
Right-wing troll.
Yeah. You like that type of stuff, don't you? You look at pictures of me
He does.
you think of me with poop all over me. You like that. Is that saved on your phone?
Sick.
You're freaking sick. That's why you have those flags up, though. Oh, is he still following us? Look.
He's probably going to go report you right now to the police.
So this guy, Adam, get the guy that just put his hands all over my equipment is going to Downtown Lakeland Development Authority. That's where Julie Townsend is. Those are the people who run this farmers market. And the reason I'm here today specifically is because it has been an entire year since I was trespassed on behalf of Julie Townsend, who runs the Downtown Lakeland Farmers Market. She lost, and she lost big. And from what I've heard, that's really the first time someone has ever put her in her place. But apparently, she's not telling the vendors not to act violent towards me. So he's going in there to run to Julie Townsend, but she knows better. She literally knows better now, so I don't think anything's going to happen out of that. How funny, a whole year since I've been trespassed, and the entire police department had to be retrained. Here we go again. That's why I came out here, because free speech matters. You can go to lhmerch.com for this shirt to support me, to support free speech, and keep me coming back out here to prove that I'm allowed to be in public places, engaging in free speech. And people with the trans flags on their booths are not going to intimidate me. What psychos? Oh, no one called the cops on me?
Somebody did, but I ain't worried about it.
Oh, someone did call the cops on me. Okay, we'll do a public records request for that. What'd you say to her?
Okay, that's all. That's all.
I said careful because you might pants again.
Okay.
So if you can keep walking.
Yeah, you're shaking like you're about to Doris.
Because I just don't want to be talking to you at all. I think you like doing this.
I do I have a lot of fun doing this, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, so what do you disagree with me on?
A lot of things.
Like what?
Thank you.
You came back for more?
No, actually, I would never want to speak to you again or actually look at you. You have a really nasty...
You've been standing here for 15 minutes watching me.
Listen, lady. If I had to choose between Caitlin and you, sorry. Right after Caitlin whoops your ass, then me and her are going to get something to drink, smoke some weed, get some pizza.
Leaving, because we're enjoying the farmers market where people come to Lakeland, Florida to enjoy, not Caitlin Bennett. Thank you. Please remove this from my face and back up. Let's go.
For someone who doesn't want to be around me, you sure are sticking around a lot.
Actually, it feels like you're coming to my space, so please remove that shit from my face.
So we're gonna go. You need to control her. What's up with her behavior? Are you on SSRIs too? Is that the side effect of them?
She's just trying to get you.
Because who do you think she bothering?
Because your ignorance is really entertaining.
Really?
Your ignorance really entertains me.
Yeah, what am I ignorant about?
I just feel as if your opinions and you're just very ignorant about them.
Give me an example. What am I ignorant about?
Well, you're Republican, no?
Yes.
You support ICE, no?
Yes.
You do? I feel as if that's ignorant. Like, how do you feel about
Explain.
Well, I guess I'm, constitutionalist. And do I support ICE? Absolutely. 100%. Because why come here illegally when millions, I can't say millions, thousands of people are doing it the legal way? What makes you special? What makes you special? Especially when my mom and my wife went through the process the legal way. The legal way. Funny how that works.
that? The video the White House posted this morning.
Can you tell me how my support of ICE is ignorant?
How do you feel about the video the White House posted this morning?
You're gonna have to show me the video. I haven't seen it. I haven't been on social media this morning.
You support this?
Yeah, absolutely. An illegal alien being arrested and detained? Absolutely, yeah.
You support the glorification of it?
Yes.
Why?
I believe illegal aliens should be detained and arrested and deported.
Okay, you don't believe they as humans deserve some sort of due process? You believe
they get due process?
Who?
The illegal aliens in that video being detained, arrested?
They were not given due process. They were arrested and taken.
First of all, you don't need due process to get arrested, you dumb bitch. Due process comes after that. Or sometimes before, because these guys are already supposed to be deported. So their due process was already done.
Were killed. Americans are being killed by ICE.
Okay, how many Americans have been killed by illegal aliens?
How many have you seen? Because I know you've seen it.
I have a list. There's 1,600 names just on this list that AliPac has put together. It's Americans for Legal Immigration. It's a PAC. They're conducting a list right now, and it's online on their website where you can look and hyperlink every single name, so you can look at the news articles about these American citizens being killed by illegal aliens who are supposed to be deported. So again, I need you to tell me.
Everywhere, we're not just killed by illegal aliens, we're killed by Americans ourselves. We all, as humans.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if we get rid of the illegal populations committing all these fucking crimes, how much would murder drop in the United States? How much would crime drop in the United States? Huh? We'd have more police to do their jobs. Well, unless you're in California, then they just don't fucking do their job. Or, some states where you can have child pornography on your phone and you admit to it and the cops are like, have a nice day, sir. Have a nice day. There's nothing we can do. We're going to protect you. And this guy that's exposing you, we're going to tell him to fuck off.
Are aggressive unnecessarily, but that doesn't mean single out.
Your side is definitely aggressive, as we just saw. Yes.
Our side?
Yes.
Do we want to talk about January 6th?
Sure,
we can talk about aggression.
Yeah, we can talk about January 6th. You want to talk about the Summer of Love with Black Lives Matter?
Oh.
I mean, protests get aggressive. I'm not saying it's right on either side.
Protests don't get aggressive. Riots get
Riots
aggressive.
are completely unnecessary. I agree with that.
Okay, good.
I believe they're unnecessary, of course, but I feel as if what's going on with ICE currently is insane.
Okay, tell me about it.
I mean, the unnecessary aggression, the dehumanization of illegal immigrants and legal immigrants that are in this country that are being deported just
like
because
who?
of the color of
the only ones that are treated like fucking retards are the ones that resist.
their skin.
Like who?
Many. I know you.
Just name one.
I mean, I'm just saying, like.
I need an example for your claims.
Well, why do you think what ICE is doing is right?
Give me an example for your claims. Back up your claims.
Why do you think it's right?
You made the claim that they're deporting legal immigrants. I need you to give me examples of that.
I mean, there's so many of them talking about.
Then talk
I can't
about
give
one.
you an exact name. I'm sorry, but I just want to know why.
So how am I supposed to believe you that that's happening?
For what the videos they're posting, why do you think it's okay for them to dehumanize the immigrants that they're deporting? Why do you think it's okay?
So let's go back. You know, I'm gonna go check this later. I won't even fucking write this down. Please tell me I can write on this. Yep.
Why do you think it's okay for them to dehumanize the immigrants that they're deporting? Why do you think it's okay for them to dehumanize them and demonize them throughout social media?
So that's a funny question. Are you still beating your boyfriend?
Whoa.
Excuse me? I'm not beating my boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't like boys.
Okay, so the point of your question is, why are you okay with them dehumanizing illegal aliens? So you're putting me into a box, number one, where they are dehumanizing them. They're not. Being arrested for breaking a federal immigration law is due process. That's not dehumanization.
Wrong. Did Trump not call them animals? Is that not dehumanizing?
Some of them are animals, like MS-13 gang members, yes.
Those are evil people.
Yeah, they act like animals.
They are evil people.
Have you seen
evil
the way they
people and
kill
animals
people?
are two different things. You can't just associate any sort of Hispanic that you see with MS-13 or
He didn't.
cartels. He said they're animals.
He's talking about MS-13 gang members.
He generalized the Hispanic population and called them animals.
Where's your proof for that?
You watched the, I know you know what I'm talking about. You watched the same video.
You've made several claims. I've asked for you to back it up, and you haven't given me a single example. He was talking about MS-13 gang members and drug cartels, and when you, let me finish this, they should, oh, I'm
Wait,
sorry that
he's
he offended
mad
the
they're
drug
dehumanizing MS-13 cartels and Tren de Agua and all the other fucking...
cartels that rape children and sex traffic people across the border, bring tons of drugs into our country. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that we offended the MS-13 gang members.
The generalization of Hispanics in America is what I'm talking about, which he has dehumanized and belittled and disrespected.
Can you give me proof for that?
Everything he speaks about, how he
Just
speaks
one,
about them.
okay, just give me one piece of evidence.
They're animals. That's what he said.
We've already established
Yeah,
we're
we
talking
went
about
on that.
MS-13 gang members. Can you give me something, definite proof, where he said this about Hispanics in general?
He calls them animals.
Okay.
And the video that he's posted, like, it's disrespectful and dehumanizing. How is that not?
That video you're talking about of illegal
Yes,
aliens
the
being arrested?
glorification of the aggression that I shows towards immigrants.
Yep. So just for context, so what aggression did you see that they put an illegal alien on the ground and arrested him? That's what we do to criminals. They get arrested, right?
Tackling and ganging up on these immigrants. Like,
well, they're not immigrants. They're illegal aliens.
Wait, what about
and they
the white
broke a law.
that passed away? What's her name?
I will get to you next, okay? White girl, we'll get to you
Huh?
next.
She's with me. She's
no,
with
we're
me,
talking right here. This isn't, we're not phoning a friend here.
Did she really just say that? I think she did.
Broke a law.
Passed away. What's her name?
I will get to you next, okay? White girl, we'll get to you next.
She's with me. She's
no,
with
we're
me,
talking
so
right here. This isn't, we're not phoning a friend here. We're not phoning a friend.
We're together. So.
All right, we can do 2 against 1. That's fine. Okay, we'll do 2 against 1. All right, come on, guys. You gang up
Wait,
and
where
you
y'all
prove me
going?
wrong. Come on.
Another one of your
We'll do 2 against
Where
1.
you
No
going?
one help me. I got
One of
this.
your cult members to go along with. Another one of Republican cult members. We can get them.
Yeah, so I don't need that. I don't need help,
it, but
though.
I'm saying if she wants to input her opinion,
I will give you 10 more seconds to give me evidence for anything you have claimed. Look at the camera. Give me evidence for everything you have claimed.
I showed you my video. I'm saying it's dehumanizing. That is my point.
What should we do when
How
someone
is it
enters the country
dehumanizing?
illegally and
Videos of
breaks?
people getting arrested all the time when they're thrown to the fucking ground. All the time. And they use those for their crime commercials. Both sides. You fucking dumb bitch.
The law.
I do believe we should arrest people who come within the country. Come within the country illegally. I don't think people should be able to come here illegally, but I think the way we're doing it is completely wrong. It's overly aggressive. These ICE agents are not trained. So
They
many.
actually are trained.
Alex Preddy.
The guy that shot Alex Preddy and the Renee Good, they were law enforcement veterans.
He died because an untrained ICE agent. It's just unnecessary aggression. It doesn't need to be had.
Okay, so if we were all going up to illegal aliens, if the ICE agents were going up and saying, "Sir, I know you're illegal. Please walk with me to the detention center," is that what would happen?
To be how you're being.
Sir, please don't interrupt women having a conversation and engaging in free speech, okay? Please don't do that.
This is a public space, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, can you allow 2 women to have a conversation, sir?
I'm really sorry we're talking. Yeah, he's not important. Yeah, I'm really sorry we're talking. Yeah,
And he's coming back for
May
it.
we please just continue our conversation? Mia. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time.
It was nice talking to you.
You as well.
Anyway, his man bun was getting in the way there. What age would you be okay for like a little girl getting her breasts removed?
Whoa.
I would go with like 12. That's just personal. I feel like at 12 you might know. I would go with like.
Anyway, his man bun was getting in the way there. What age would you be okay for like a little girl getting her breasts removed?
I would go with like 12.
You can't be.
That's just personal. I feel like at 12 you might know, but might not. I don't know.
Might.
Okay, justify that to convince me what 12-year-old would be able to consent to removing her breasts.
I could convince you. I don't know. I don't know if I would. My 12-year-old would have to come to me with some really strong opinions. So.
And then your job is.
I haven't really had to think.
What if your 12-year-old thought that she would be more herself by getting her hands removed if she wanted to be disabled?
I mean,
would you take her to a doctor to talk about removing her hands?
If that's what you want to do, okay. But I mean, that seems a little silly.
You wouldn't do that.
I mean, I would let her make her own.
Yo, this bitch has all Flash tattoos. All hers are Flash.
Choice. I mean, I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna do it till she's old enough. But I mean, I would. That's what you want to do, okay?
No, we're asking because at 12 years old, you have to have a parent's consent, and you would.
No.
Okay. So why should we allow other parents to take their children into a transgender transition doctor and surgery and allow them just to sign a couple pieces of paper?
Though, so I mean, I might not personally do it, but somebody else in their family might.
Should we allow that?
I mean, it doesn't have any.
You just said you agree that you're okay with them doing it at 12. Your personal preference.
Thing to do with you, so.
Yes, it does.
Not necessarily.
Are you a pedophile?
No.
Okay. Do you think pedophilia should be outlawed, and do you care about the victims of pedophilia?
Absolutely.
Well, it has nothing to do with you.
No, but I mean.
Well, you still care, right?
Yeah, but you could care about something and not have it be done to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And so if you would never take your daughter to cut her breast off, we shouldn't be allowing other children.
But you can.
We shouldn't be.
But you can.
No, she literally said at the very beginning that that's her personal preference. Oh my god, she does have this fucking bunch of Flash tattoos. What the fuck is a Saturn tattoo?
You can. Anybody can do what they want, and that's.
No, they can't.
Yes, they can. That's America. You can do what the fuck you want.
I've seen that mushroom.
No, you can't. You cannot harm other people, and you cannot harm children.
Go to jail because you harm other people.
I think people who take their child in.
The law, you go to jail.
That's my point. It should be illegal to take a child in at 12 years old to get them surgical procedures to try and make them look like the opposite sex. That is dangerous.
Listen,
it is harmful.
They can do whatever they want after they turn 25, as long as they don't fucking groom motherfuckers and be like that, which probably they shouldn't be doing, period, at all. Isn't it your brain's not fully developed till you're 25 years old, which if you go and actually check, a pediatrician can treat up to 25-year-olds. And I know this for a fact because one of my docs when I was in Iraq in Oh wait, he was a pediatrician.
It is abusive. And please convince me otherwise.
It might be, but that's also. It's their choice. So I mean, you can't really tell somebody, "Hey, don't go cut your boobs off." Like that's not your choice and that's your tits. Like you can't. I don't know.
We can absolutely tell parents they are not allowed to do that, and we should make it illegal. But you think it should be illegal?
Although some of them could be Friday the 13th tattoos.
Parents not to rape their children, and they're gonna do it still. So I mean, it is what it is.
Wait, what?
Should that be do that? And we should make it illegal. But you think it should be illegal?
Parents not to rape their children, and they're gonna do it still. So I mean, it is what it is.
Should that be illegal?
Yes.
Okay, so it should also be illegal to abuse your child in the form of taking them in and cutting off their body parts that are perfectly
but if
healthy.
that's what they choose to do. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, then rape is what it is.
I mean, you're right. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it. It doesn't matter what people, you can't control somebody else's actions.
But if you put systems in place that let them know, if you do this, it's not just going to be fucking 6 months probation. You fuck a kid, automatic death penalty, because that's what you just did to them. A life for a life, right?
You just can't.
Wow.
What do you mean? Wow.
If that's your opinion, and that's why it shouldn't be illegal for parents to do that to their children, then be consistent. And you think that any crimes against children should be legal because they're just going to happen anyway.
They're going to happen. I don't care what it is. What it is. Like we're sitting in a time where all of these things are coming out about people doing things to children, and we're just like, oh, it's fine. It's fine.
No one thinks it's fine.
Yes, it is. You can do whatever you want to your own children. You can't.
There's no fucking way she just said that. There's no fucking way she just said that. Especially when she's talking about raping kids. There's absolutely... Hold on.
Thinks it's fine.
Yes, it is. You can do it. Fine. It's fine.
No one thinks it's fine.
Yes, it is. Like time where all of these things are coming out about people doing things to children, and we're just like, oh, it's fine. It's fine.
No one thinks it's fine.
Yes, it is. You can do whatever you want to your own children. You can't. It's illegal. Yeah, there's illegal.
Oh my God. There's no fucking way.
Parts of everything that you do.
Wow.
And people should have consequences for harming their children.
Is it harming your children in your eyes, or is it harming the children in somebody else's eyes? Like, I'm confused. Is it because you don't want that?
It's because it's wrong and abusive to children. It's wrong objectively.
Themselves?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has opinions. I mean, I'm not saying.
What else do you think a 12-year-old could make a decision about?
Probably a lot of things.
You think a surgical, irreversible procedure is one of them?
I mean, I wouldn't do it for my kids, but somebody does it. But I also haven't had to come into that experience. So, I mean, it's both ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you think a little girl could remove her breast and become a man, what is a woman?
I mean, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What is a man?
What are they? Whatever you are, whatever you want to be.
She said, people raping children. And then went on to say, if their parents control the... fuck. Because that totally just lost me.
What do you mean? Wow.
If that's your opinion, and that's why it shouldn't be illegal for parents to do that to their children, then be consistent. And you think that any crimes against children should be legal because they're just going to happen anyway.
They're going to happen. I don't care what it is. What it is. Like we're sitting in a time where all of these things are coming out about people doing things to children, and we're just like, oh, it's fine. It's fine.
No one thinks it's fine.
Yes, it is. You can do whatever you want to your own children. You can't.
Dude, that's fucking wild. That's wild.
What is a woman?
I mean, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What is a man?
CPS need to visit her.
Whatever you are, whatever you want to be.
No, that's not how it works.
That's how it works.
CPS definitely needs to visit her now.
Another person here in Lakeland, Florida that should be put on a watch list. All right. Add them to the prayer list. What do you guys think about her arguments? Are you children?
No.
No, okay. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, you look beautiful and very young. You're like, everyone out here is aging gracefully except for me.
Oh, no.
What do you think about what she had to say?
I could vaguely hear what she was talking about. I think that maybe the argument was slightly emotionally driven, maybe reactive. say that your statements weren't probing the emotion out of her would be a lie, but also it is good to like probe to see, what somebody's thinking.
Oh, I was just asking simple questions. If we should allow children, as long as a doctor signs off on it and their parents consent to it, go into a surgical procedure to remove healthy breasts and healthy other organs in order for them to be more like the opposite sex. And she said, yes, we should.
Are you asking me for my opinion?
Yeah.
Well, I'm of the opinion of no, we should not. Okay. Personally, I've had experience in the medical field before. I currently work with children of a vulnerable population.
Thank you.
And I think that
Doing what?
while we should support kids in a loving environment and giving them what they need emotionally, expressing themselves, like you said, I don't think that surgery decisions like that should be made at such a young age.
I would agree with you. And that's the common sense answer. And that's how everyone should feel. That is like, there is no
All right,
subjective
baby mama.
anything about that. That is just the truth. That is just the truth. About the first one?
I don't know your opinion about the first
Oh, no. So the first question she's asking about, are Republicans are violent? No, we see that if we look at both sides and we generalize, the left wing is more violent. And they actually admit to pollsters out there that they think political violence to achieve their ends, that their political ends, is actually justified. Out of every single group, the people who identified as very liberal and severely liberal and leftist, they were the highest group that said that political violence is okay. Whereas the people who were on the opposite end of the spectrum, who identify as very conservative, were the lowest ones to say that political violence is acceptable. And I can name off a ton of right-wingers who have been brutally assaulted and killed by left-wingers. I don't see that happening I don't see Trump supporters, MAGA, Republicans out here doing the same thing to leftists. But if there's any examples, I am open to hearing about them.
What about the second question?
Okay, am I just doing a little thing? Deport all illegals. You want my opinion? Yes, we should. Yep.
What is your opinion on the immigrants who are about to lose their TPS or have lost their TPS, for example, who are here working? Like I don't know if it's the Hondurans who have lost their TPS and they're going back and forth, and I think Salvadorans are up for question in September. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, if it's temporary, Haitians have had temporary protected status for several decades. It's temporary for a reason. They were never supposed to just be allowed to come over here and stay, and their families come here and they displace entire population. So it's temporary for a reason.
We've had 30 to 50 years under TPS to get at least a green card. Everybody thinks it's so hard to get citizenship. Yes, that's why you have to go through the process. Green card a little less strict, but still have to go through the process. It is not the same thing. You want to become an American citizen, you have to have a green card for a minimum of 10 years. Look it up.
I think it's time to reevaluate that.
Temporary though.
Why is it temporary? Because there was like a natural disaster or a political climate was really hurtful to the people.
Specifically?
Yeah, that's how temporary protective status works for like an entire country. Is if there was a natural disaster or
Somalia.
if the political climate there was really awful and it was hurting a lot of people and they needed to escape that. That's why it's temporary. Because those two things change over time and then we stop allowing people to come in for that reason.
Okay, what about the people who are here and like working, for example? So I know quite a few people who are working on TPS or have worked with TPS and are worried about, like they own businesses or they're like, I know a lot of tree cutters in northern Florida that are Salvadorian and are potentially going to lose their TPS. Like, what do you think about,
So they haven't taken the time to try and become citizens?
It's not easy to become a citizen.
I'm not making the argument that it is. But if you're granted temporary protective status, if you just are writing on that when it literally says temporary and you don't do anything to be able to...
I don't know what the means is after you're granted TPS. What is the means for becoming a citizen in the United States?
I actually don't know. I don't know what that is. But the thing is...
You come TPS temporary. You get to apply for the green card, and if you're under TPS, that means they've already said you can possibly pass all the background checks and all that shit. Once you get your green card, 10 years. 10 years, then you got to apply for your citizenship Or reapply for your green card, but if you reapply for your green card, you got to leave the country and then come back, even if it's just for a day.
It was temporary, and they knew that come in.
What is the means for somebody on TPS to become a citizen? Is there one? I mean, I don't know, because I was born here, so I have no idea.
The only way, like, really, to like become a citizen as quick as you can is just to be married by someone who's an American citizen.
Not true. That is a very misinformed response. Just because you marry an American citizen, you're not automatically an American citizen. Your spouse has to apply for a green card. That green card has to be accepted. The application has to be accepted and approved. And then once they get that green card, they have to wait 10 years before they can apply for citizenship. It's almost like I know the process from day one. Almost like if I had that process. Because we had to wait 2 years for the green card to finally get approved. Weird. Good thing I was deployed for a little bit of that. Weird.
Yeah, so I'm sure the people who are granted temporary protective status can be naturalized. I'm sure there's a process. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I've not looked into that. But I do think that there needs to be a time frame, and that's why it's called temporary, because if we just give everybody from a country complete access, unrestricted access, and there's no timeline for them coming over because there was a hurricane 30 years ago,
Everyone in the U.S. is literally like not American citizens. Like,
I'm an American citizen.
Correct, but I'm saying that like a lot of people in the U.S. are most likely immigrants.
That's not true, but where do you come up with that number?
This is just a subjective opinion.
Yeah, that's not true. Most of the people in the United States were born here, are American citizens. There is a large population that, where do you get that opinion that most people in America were not born here or not American citizens by birth?
It's like, look around you.
You look Haitian.
Okay, were you born here? Yeah. Okay, were you guys born here? Yeah. Okay, were you born here? Everybody American citizens here that were born here? Yeah, okay, yeah, my grandparents were, but thank you for coming back for more. That's embarrassing of you, by the way.
1600.
Yeah, so have mine. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't think, most people here are not immigrants.
Their families, like backgrounds, come from immigrants.
Not true.
A lot of them, I'm American. I'm an American citizen, but my parents, they're immigrants. So it's just like, my point is just that, of course, there's a lot of American citizens.
So you're an American citizen because of your parents. Sounds like you were born with it. You know who didn't have to get a green or citizenship? Settlers. Goddamn settlers.
But their backgrounds they come from some type of immigrant family. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. But I got productive things to do. Thank you for talking.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, my point still stands that we should deport every single illegal alien in this country. Absolutely. I appreciate your guys' time.
Yeah, I just want to add my 2 cents. I would disagree because I don't know if there is a easy way for people on TPS to become naturalized. Like, I actually just have no clue. And if there isn't one, I think like that poses the challenge. Like, should we create one, especially like for businesses that I don't think.
If I'm correct, they're not even allowed to own a business.
I don't see other people, at least where I live, who are American citizens that want to take that kind of work up. Like, would that put our economy in our local area at a disadvantage if there's not a way for people on TPS to become naturalized citizens?
To be fair, most people that are here that are not citizens aren't on a TPS.
Oh, I'm speaking on this specific. Yes. Yeah. So like a catch-all phrase like deport all illegals is like we do. There's nuance to it, right?
No, not really.
Well, I personally think that there's nuance to it. We can agree to disagree on that.
Yes, we sure can.
I think like these catch-all statements of like Republicans are violent. Like, I mean, not everybody from one group of people in a certain kind of way.
Of course. But some people believe that, and I like to challenge them. But I gotta go visit.
But in reality, everybody has the ability to be violent. Saying that they don't would be a lie. Again, even the fucking twinks and shit. But I wanted to show you guys something that I thought about before we leave, because I technically wasn't going to switch it at all, but I decided to check the news on YouTube. So let's make sure this is fresh. Let's refresh it. Okay. Go to news. Okay. Cadets. Massey. Congressman. Military. Justice. Trip. NAACP. I guess Charlie Kirk's killer. Congress. Skid Row. What happened yesterday, guys? What happened yesterday in San Diego? Why isn't that at least the top row? Could it be? Oh, it doesn't fit any narrative. Nobody's talking about it. It's strange how yesterday was all over the fucking news. But now, nothing. Interesting. Pretty much sums up everything, I guess. But I'm not telling you how to think, because if I was telling you how to think, then you might be getting a visit from the feds. But, not reality. It will most likely be me, and you guys will just be questioned. But no, they shouldn't. Anyway, I am telling you to think. And I believe it's time to go get something to eat. Yeah. I heard that too, Dom. They just went to the wrong place, or it's just the one that they came to first, because they were both anti-Jew and anti-Islam. And they were very anti-Trump, but they weren't exactly pro-Democrat. 17 and 19-year-old, whatever they are. Could it be part of that stupid fucking 764 type people? Or could that have been Antifa in the making? We'll never know. We'll never know. Nope. Forgot how to use it this morning. There we go.